Hi, I'm Danny, and welcome to The Strangest Thing. Every week, I have somebody tell me the strangest thing that's ever happened to them.
We're covered in toilet paper.
He flicks my contact out of my
It
eye.
doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be paranormal. It just has to be true. And then at the end of the episode, we wrap it up by reading one from you guys, because everyone has at least one story that nobody really believes when you say it out loud, unless you're in the fort, because in the fort, we believe everything. And tonight, we have a very special guest. We have my really, really good friend, Carly Incontro.
Hey!
Hi, welcome to the fort.
Thank you for having me. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
Isn't it
It's
cozy?
So cozy. Also, that intro was so cute. It sounded like you're a character on Disney and you have a show. Like, it was really cute. You're like, everyone has a strange story. Like, it's so good. I actually was I vlog. We'll get into the strange thing very soon. But I was vlogging and I was like, this sounds like a podcast I would want to do.
No, literally.
Because I love stuff like this.
Come back.
Okay.
Be a
I'll be here
reoccurring
every time
guest.
and just listen to all the stories.
Okay. You're just sitting over there.
Yeah, I'm just on
every
the
time.
other side.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh my God. Last time I was recording, Bug decided halfway through to go and like rub her face on the camera and lay behind the camera. And she like did the cat thing where she laid in a way where it was like just a hair away from the camera. It was so crazy.
Dude, we'll find our little cat sleeping on Nolan's open laptop keyboard, and he has like hard drives and like all these things attached. It's just always a nightmare. But yeah, that's pretty strange, I would say.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
Thank
it.
You
See you
guys so much
guys.
for listening.
All right, let me take you back.
Yeah, let's hear the strangest thing that's ever happened to you.
The Eras Tour.
That's weird. Huh?
What did you say?
No way.
The strangest thing.
The Eras Tour is announced. All right. At the time, my friend Erin and I had a YouTube channel, and we both are like obsessed with Taylor Swift. Have been throughout high school, blah, blah, blah. Also Paramore, which just so happens, Paramore is opening only 2 nights. Well, I think they did overseas, but 2 nights in Glendale, Arizona, and that was it for the US, right?
By the way, crazy of them to do that.
Literally insane.
They're like, just 2 nights.
But it looked really funny. Like, funny in a cute way. Like, Haley running around the stage. It's so big. Yeah. The stage is like the runway. It's just like Haley never, like, Paramore never has that. Yeah. So, obviously, we want it to go. I think it was probably Erin's idea, but she was like, why don't we buy, like, on our business card? Because you could buy 6 tickets total. She's like, why don't we buy 6 and we'll surprise 4 of our friends who, like, really love Taylor Swift. And then that way we can vlog and it'll be like, you know, a write-off.
No, period.
My story is me going to jail.
You have to do. Yeah.
That's the end. That's a strange thing. So I was in jail with
So we got found out for tax fraud.
The IRS
Do
came.
you guys know what tax evasion is?
No, so she says this and I'm like, okay, great idea. Like, love a scheme. So we get the tickets and then we think of this like hilarious, stupid thing where we have the girls over. And Erin hired a Taylor Swift impersonator, which was like so cringy and funny. But she basically like announced that they were getting tickets to Taylor Swift.
Got it. Okay.
And so, go ahead.
Wait, so the people that were at your house didn't know what was going on?
Mm-mm.
What did you tell them that they were coming over for?
I think Erin was like, I actually can't remember, but she made up it was at her house. It was something like a wine night or something, like something stupid, just something normal. And then a knock on the door was like, who could that be? And then it was just like so dumb. It was hilarious. But
do you have any pictures of her?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a picture of me with her specifically and like the whole group too.
Send me the pic and I'll post it on the Instagram. Go check it out. It's at Strangest Thing Pod. So I'm going to post pictures on there.
And the craziest thing is like, and the strangest thing actually is there weren't that many to choose from. Like Taylor Swift impersonators. You would think especially in LA there would be so many. And also it was so weird because this was during TTPD era, I believe, and she was fully 1989.
No. Wait,
she was
fully 1989. Before the Eras Tour?
Oh, you're right. Sorry. Oh my God. She outswifted me. Hello. Oh my God. Okay.
And guess who wasn't invited to this?
Okay, well, you weren't really a fan then.
I know.
Which was sad because by the time we went, she was like a huge fan.
I know.
But you ended up going with us in. Well, yeah. I ended up not going, but we'll get there. So the impersonator comes, hilarious. She's obviously just 1989 Taylor Swift. I don't think she knows any other. I don't think she really knows words. Hilarious, love her. She was in another video I just saw recently. But
She's like running around the house, like singing.
so she comes in and plays like off Spotify or like a playlist, and she's just like lip syncing it. So it's just like awkward because I mean, there's like 7 of us, and then it's just her in like Erin's kitchen. You know what I mean? So that's so that was interesting, but it was fun. It was like a really funny whatever.
Okay.
So at this point, I had never gotten COVID, and this story is not me about getting COVID because I don't get COVID, but
She doesn't get COVID.
I've never had COVID, which is actually crazy.
Not real.
It's not real. Never vaxxed. Just kidding. I got vaccinated. I was once, I think it was like 2 weeks before we were gonna go to Arizona for the first weekend. We're going to opening night. We're going to the second night. I was so freaked out that I was gonna get sick. Like I was like, and this during peak COVID, well, especially like 2021, 2022, when I was like actually out doing stuff, I was like, I just don't want to get sick before I go travel or like do anything. Like I'd go see my parents or something, and I'd be so stressed days before. I was like, I just don't want to like be sick, whatever.
Have you been like that like your whole life?
No, it's just when I have like specific like really exciting trips coming, I'm like, I just don't want to get a cold or something. It's not even about like COVID specifically. It's just like sometimes I'll wear a mask on a plane because I don't want to get sick and like experience a trip sick. You know what I mean?
I wear a mask every time I fly now because I think planes are disgusting.
I flew into Texas as one. I thought they were gonna send me back to LA.
They're like, get her off the plane.
Get her off the plane. Yeah.
Are you recording?
Yeah, she's literally
Are you a
right behind the camera.
She's like looking into it. She's like, actually, the framing's off.
Yeah, can you move it a little bit?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm terrified of getting sick. The week of the concert, I think we were leaving on like a Thursday. I can't remember exactly, but we'll just say it's Thursday for whatever purpose. Actually, it was Friday. Sorry. It was Friday. Not that it matters. I'm really bad at telling stories, and I'm trying really hard. Okay.
You're doing great.
By the way, this story has 2 parts. It's weird. It's like strange, and then the second part makes it stranger.
Okay, period.
Stranger squared.
Yeah, and so tune into the after show, The Stranger Thing.
Oh, the stranger thing. That was so good. I'm jealous you said that and not me.
Thank you.
Okay, so I was so scared of getting sick. I've said this like a million times already. I'm so sorry. I was buying like these crazy vitamin C things. I was just going ham. I was like a crunchy earth mom. I was like
liposomic.
Yes, it was. So I've been doing that. Whatever. It's all good. It's the day before we fly to Arizona. Mm-hmm. I'm feeling good. I go to Pilates at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I remember so specifically. My stomach started feeling like I had to poop really weird. Mm-hmm. And so I remember getting home, and Nolan, my boyfriend, was like, I really want tacos. Like, do you want to go get tacos? No offense, I don't like tacos. We just had this conversation.
Oh my God, don't out me.
Sorry, you can cut it out.
I like burritos. Okay, sorry.
And I said they're the same thing, just in different packaging, but it's okay.
I just need a little bit more inside.
That's fine. Hey, well, if you go to Taco Bell, we just like bicker, like old married couple. Well, if you just go to Taco Bell.
I'm like, well, I don't like the way that it looks like that.
Yeah. So so I feel like I have to poop. And I'm like, hold on, let me just, sorry also for everyone listening, watching. I just don't care. Like, I was just like, I have to poop, and I'm going to try before we go get these tacos. So I try to poop and nothing happens. And I'm like, okay, guess not. So we go and get them. We come home and I'm just like not hungry.
Do you have tummy problems normally?
No, not really. Not like that.
Okay, you're not like a tummy ache girl.
No.
Okay.
I'm a headache girl. There's one of 2.
Got it. Okay.
What are you, tummy?
I'm a tummy girl. I'm a Jew.
Oh yeah, you're a tummy girl. Want some milk? Nothing messes with my stomach really. Knock on wood.
That's like Abby.
Yeah, like I'll eat. I think people are lying when like I Chipotle and my pants after. I'm like, no,
not lying.
They're lying. I can eat any fast food and like nothing bad happens.
Abby will like eat Taco Bell before a flight, and I'm like,
oh yeah, same.
No,
that's crazy. That sucks. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I can't eat Taco Bell if I have plans the next day.
Really?
I know that this is a big trope online where people are like, Taco Bell doesn't actually make your stomach hurt. That's like a big lie that everybody says all the time. Not a lie.
Oh.
What? I'm telling you firsthand experience. Not even just Taco Bell. I just have stomach problems.
I was like, but my firsthand experience is no problem.
Yeah. But I also like my tummy is sensitive.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it probably does hurt most people's stomachs because it's not good for you.
Sure.
But my philosophy is like, it tastes so good. How is it not good for you? Like, why the fuck is it so bad for our bodies if they crave it? Like, I don't understand. So I can't poop. We get home from picking up the tacos. I can't eat. I'm just like, I just don't feel hungry. And I did not know this is like the main symptom of what this is. I was like, I just don't feel like eating. And that was weird for me because I eat. So I probably like munched on something, and then hours pass, we get in bed. My stomach is still, it feels like I have just gas pain, really, like trapped gas or like whatever. So we're laying in bed. I cannot sleep. I'm up at 2, 3, 4, 5 on TikTok searching yoga poses to release gas, like poop, like how to poop when you can't, like blah, blah, blah.
Poop, like
poop. Yeah. Anything poop or fart or get this out of me or whatever. And so finally it got to a point, well, this is a little graphic, but I'm just going to say it anyway because I don't care. I was diarrheaing.
She was writing in her diary.
I was
she was
diarrheaing.
so upset.
It was so poetic, and then it went really crazy.
She's like, poop.
Yeah, poop. I pooped. I want to poop. I want to, please let me poop. Please let me poop before Taylor Swift.
Okay, so you're
oh my God, this is so bad for me too because I don't have memory. Okay. Oh yeah. So I started diarrheaing, and then this has never happened to me before either. And I know this like can happen if you have the flu or something, but then I started throwing up into the tub at the same time. So like double duty was happening. So I'm like,
literally.
But it's so funny because in my head I was like, no, I just threw up because I'm so hungry.
Huh?
Like, because I hadn't eaten all like after, like I probably the last time I ate was at 3:00. So I didn't eat the rest of the day, and so I was like, no, I'm just so hungry because I don't know if you ever get that way. If you're really hungry, you start to feel nauseous.
Yeah,
I was like,
totally.
sure, it was that.
I'm
Even though I'm like, not feeling good.
Yeah,
What?
I was just gonna say I'm nauseous all the time.
Yeah.
So
Love a Zofran.
need Zofran.
Why is it a prescription?
No, it's like over the counter. That shit. I need it like Tylenol.
It's so good. No, I need it like injected, like
Been
heroin.
There. been there, done that.
Oh, okay, shoot.
Cancer.
Oh, sorry.
You're like, wait, you had cancer?
In my mind, no, I don't know you at all. So I got to a point where I was like, I feel like my stomach is infected. It felt like my bladder or stomach. I was like, something is like, it feels inflamed. And I feel like I need to go to like urgent care or the ER, and I probably need an antibiotic or something, and I'll probably be good. I just need this to go away. And I wasn't like that freaked out. I woke up Nolan at 6 a.m. I haven't slept the whole night. I was like, I think I need to go to the ER. And he was like, oh my gosh, you haven't slept? And I was like, no, it still hurts and it's like getting worse. By that time I could walk, but I was like hunching. Like it was getting really painful to walk. So we get to the hospital. It's like, I don't know, 6:30, 7 a.m. So triage, get into a hospital room. By the way, so of healthcare because I'm sitting there in so much pain. And what do you mean a woman walks in with a little what's it called? Clipboard and is like, that'll be $400. I was like, what?
Wait, they said that to you in the room?
Yes, while I was getting like hooked up to IVs, like first got there. By the way, never had been in a hospital like that. Like I had never done anything. So I was like, I have to pay you $400 right now. I was like, this is so crazy. What if I was having a heart attack? Like,
wait, right then and there?
Yes. I mean, I probably could have been like, can I do it later? And I'm sure they would have said fine. But the fact that she just came in and asked for it was kind of crazy.
It feels crazy that they asked you, that they did that before anything happened. Like it's like,
well, I think that's the fee for the ER visit.
I see. Okay.
Which is fucking insane. By the way, I'm just going to be very honest. I pay about $600 something a month in health insurance every fucking month. Tell me why it was $400 to get to be in the hospital. And then my bill ended up, after the story, but my bill ended up being like $7,000. It would have been $70,000 without health insurance.
And that is the strangest thing.
That is the strangest thing. No, I'll get to it.
Okay, so you're at the ER. She walks in. She says $400.
Oh, yeah. So whatever. I pay it because I guess I'm chained to the healthcare system. I don't know. So then I ended up getting a CT scan because they're like, we don't know what's going on because we don't know. So I get the CT scan. Craziest feeling ever, by the way. You feel like you're literally perioding in your pants.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy.
Mm-hmm. The contrast.
Yeah. So Nolan left because he wanted to go to bed. No, I'm kidding. He left to come back with like, I forgot.
He said, wait, how long are you going to be here?
Yeah, he's like, I need to play FIFA or something.
Yeah.
No, he left to go get something. And as I was laying in the hospital bed, my chart updated from the CT scan, and I was like, oh, no one's even in here, but like my chart updated. So I was looking at it and I was like, oh, nothing's wrong. Like everything was showing like pretty normal, but then at the very bottom it said possible diagnosis, acute appendicitis. And I that was the moment I was like, tears started coming down my face. And it wasn't because I had appendicitis. It wasn't because I was about to have the first surgery of my entire life. It was because I was missing Taylor Swift concert, but also the FOMO of like missing it with all like those people and like the trip and everything and the vlog. Like I was just so bummed.
Wild.
It was actually crazy. And I felt like I was 12 years old because I was telling everyone about it. And all the doctors were like, I'm so sorry about Taylor Swift. Like it was like a made up imaginary thing or something. But I was just like, and it actually was crazy because I was in the hospital the first night of the Eras tour. So I watched the first live stream on TikTok of like the Eras tour. That's actually kind of like Nolan and I tried to put it on the TV, but we couldn't figure it out. But that was actually that was really cool. And also I was at my funniest in the hospital. Like I don't know what it is, but I had a great time. Like it was probably my morphine or something, but I just felt my jokes were just
they were like
It
was the morphine.
Yeah, they're like
they're like, and then you open the door.
it's really
like,
cringy.
Okay.
Well, I have a highlight on my Instagram and it's just hospital LOL.
Really?
Yeah, and it was just stupid because I was like, do you think this? It was like bone broth. I was like, this costs $10,000. Like I just would post stuff like that. I think one of them was like, I'm paging my nurse for a Dyson Airwrap. It was just stupid.
All right, that kind of eats.
It was funny, whatever. So Nolan was like very surprised at how like I was very normal and like happy, but I was devastated about Taylor Swift. But I got over that really fast for some reason. I think I was like, well, this is the new plot point in my life. I don't know. I just kind of moved on. So I had to stay overnight, and it was so crazy because I left on Saturday, and that was the day that the show was, and the doctors over like, you could still go if you really wanted to. I was like, sir, I can't even walk right. What the you mean? I have to get on a plane? I don't know. Yeah, because I told them it was in Arizona.
You had surgery?
Huh?
It's surgery?
Oh yeah, it's surgery.
They like
it was
I don't know anything about an appendix.
Oh, okay, so it's laparoscopic surgery.
Okay.
Which means you go under for like probably maybe less than an hour.
And it's the
scars are already gone.
Yeah.
I mean, I got it like 2023, but
she got it 25 years ago.
So literally, I got it when I was 30. Now I'm 75. Oh, and then I was like so like loopy. I was like, I want to see it so bad. Like, can I see it once you take it out? Like
the appendix?
Yeah, before I had the surgery, I was like, is there any way I can see it? Like, can you put it in a drawer or something? And let me tell you, I had never been under for surgery or anything. And everyone was telling me, like, you're not going to remember any. Like, I remember the nurse wheeling me in. She's like, you're not going to remember this part even. And I remember it. But I loved going under, by the way. Best feeling of my life. The second my eyes opened, I remember I saw my little appendix and she was going, here it is, right above my face. I swear to God. And I was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Outside of the jar?
I don't think it went in.
I
don't know.
Dangling your exposed...
Now that I think about it, I'm like, maybe this was like a weird dream, but I don't think it was. I'm pretty positive she was like showing me because I remember the second I opened my eyes. They probably just set it on like a little tray because they have to send it off to pathology. So they probably just set it on a tray and then once we're done.
Yeah, but you wake up. Normally you wake up like... Wait, they do the surgery in the room?
No, I went to an an OR.
And then you woke up in the OR?
I think so. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because I got wheeled. I remember getting wheeled back into my room. Yeah, I woke up in the OR. I think appendix surgeries are just so like... I'm so sensitive. I wake up like hours later in a bed somewhere. Oh.
And then I'm immediately nauseous.
Oh, God.
That's
my mom
crazy.
was scaring me about that. She's like, I'm always nauseous.
Wait, how big is an appendix?
It's not very big. It's a couple inches, I think.
It's this big? Wait, why do I imagine...
Like, you think it's huge?
I think I'm dumb.
No. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm imagining an appendix is like...
No, it's very small. It's like the size... It's like smaller than our phones.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, it's small. So she wasn't like dangling an organ over my face. I mean, it was an organ, but...
Oh, I don't know why, like, I imagine it to be the size of, like, a liver or something.
No, like, it's really small. And a lot of doctors don't even think we, like, need them, or science people think we don't need them. But I think that there's studies coming out
Science people,
yes, specifically. I think they have said something that it does help with, like, immune system or something. But I haven't gotten sick ever, so I'm good, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, now that you've said that it's, like, this big, I'm imagining... Have you ever seen the movie Treasure Planet?
No, but Nolan always talks about it.
Oh. There's like a little pink blob guy in that movie.
Okay.
And that's
what it is.
That's what I'm imagining.
Here, let me show you a picture. Like, it's that little thing.
The little guy?
The duodenum. Right above the duodenum. 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 And I think back to, I remember, so it happened in, when was the Aerostor? March? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was March. I think in like November before that, I had just got blood work done and my white blood cells were really high.
Oh.
And I did like a P test or whatever. And he was like, you probably have a UTI. Let me just put you on some antibiotics.
Interesting.
And so I kind of wonder, because you can treat appendicitis with antibiotics, but it will probably come back.
Oh.
So I'm wondering if that's what happened. I don't really know if I was actually starting to have it.
Oh my
then.
God.
It's like that was like this. That was a strange thing. That was like, that's really weird that happened, and I was so afraid of getting sick, and then I ended up having to get my appendix taken out. I didn't just get a cold or something. It was like a whole
that's
surgery.
crazy.
It was a whole surgery.
And you've like never had surgery before. You've never had problems.
No.
It's like this is the most dramatic health thing you've ever had, and it was the day before you left.
Yeah, like literally the one time I was like, I really cannot get sick. Like,
That is
there's no
crazy.
way, because what do you mean Taylor Swift and Paramore?
Yeah.
And you guys have to understand, we didn't know the set list of the Eras tour. Like, we had
Yeah.
no idea what the was coming. Like, we were like,
Totally.
is it gonna truly anything? So it was just so exciting. Like the momentum was so exciting, and just like, oh my God, we're gonna see her live and Paramore and blah blah blah. No, I had appendix. Okay, so the stranger part.
I did generally know about the story because I made matzo ball soup for the
Yes.
first time and brought it to you.
It was so good. Oh yeah, so Danny came over the night I got released from jail.
for the tax fraud.
For the tax fraud. Okay, so the thing that makes it even weirder and stranger, I'm keeping it on brand, okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
Probably like a year before this happened,
Okay.
I had a podcast. It was called Good Influences. And my friend Matt, we were doing an episode, I think it was Irrational Fears or something. And Matt goes, out of nowhere, he's just like, I'm just waiting for my appendix to burst. And I go, me too, Matt. It's like, so I've always been scared of it because I thought I had it as a kid and it would just ended up being gas. So that's probably why I thought it was gas the first time. I don't know. And I go, me too. He's like, I'm just waiting for it to happen.
It's crazy. I've never in my life ever thought about my appendix.
I probably wouldn't either if I didn't think.
Oh, I see.
Because like my mom was like, oh, it might be appendicitis when I was little. So we went to the doctor. That's the
okay.
only reason I probably knew about it.
Okay. Got it.
6 to 9 months later, he has this whole trip planned to go propose to his girlfriend. It's a specific, his girlfriend is obsessed with football.
Okay.
And it was a specific football game, and it was like very sweet, very perfect.
Mm-hmm.
He shows up to the podcast. This is like 9 months after that
Episode.
but before Taylor Swift. So this is like in the middle. He gets to the podcast really early in the morning. He's like, my stomach is in knots. He was like, I was at the Emmys last night. And he was like, I was just bent over, like in pain. And Aaron and I are both like, that's probably appendix. Like your appendix. And I remember just being like, you probably shouldn't fly if it's an appendix. So we do the whole podcast, and then we take him to urgent care, or we take him to emergency room, and he has to get his appendix taken out. So that was weird because we made all these edits because we were like, this is so crazy that we just talked about this.
Oh.
Yeah, probably 9 months later than mine happened. So it was just like, what in the manifest just happened?
That better not bleed into this.
No.
Don't rope me into this.
I'll try not to. I'll really try not to. So I can't help it. Sometimes things happen. I don't know.
You're just telling this story on podcasts left and right, taking out people's appendix throughout LA?
That podcast was weird because there were a couple things that we would say, and then we'd be like, holy like all of us, like days later or something. But that was just like the craziest whatever. And I feel like the podcast part of that was like the craziest. Like, if Matt had just randomly had it and then me, I'd be like, okay, whatever. But
Sure.
the fact that we had talked about the podcast and it was in the same order as giving Final Destination, like
Yeah.
hardcore. I was like, and I looked back, so I was like, did Mike or Aaron say anything too? But they didn't say anything, so they're safe.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hi, we have a little guest.
Hi, guest. It's a little lion.
What are you doing down there?
I also have just like a really short, strange story.
Yeah, go
Can I
for
tell
it.
it?
Yeah, tell another one.
Okay. Ooh, I have another one. So I adopted a cat during the pandemic. I'd never had a cat before. His name is Frank. He was rescued. He was super skinny, spray painted purple. I don't even know if you know this story, but maybe you do. Spray painted purple, whatever. I was like, whatever. Love him to death. We've had him for
he's
years.
like super skinny, malnourished,
like blah, blah, blah.
spray painted purple. Whatever.
No, he's fat as fuck now. He's fine. So probably 3 years later, Nolan and I are at Trader Joe's, and how did it happen? I don't remember how it happened. Doesn't
tell
even
me.
matter. But I don't know. I can't even remember. I'm so sorry. My memory sucks. But the lady checking us out was the
Where
woman.
did she go?
She went behind the curtain, I think.
Oh my God, that scared me. I was like, she was right there, and then I was like,
Wait, did she jump down?
No. No way. Oh, she's in there. Oh my God, that scared me. Oh my God, that was so scary.
Oh my God. Wait, where?
She's on the window.
Oh, there's a window
There's
there.
a window right here. Jesus. Okay, I'm so sorry. Keep
you're
going.
What? Was she behind you? Ooh, spooky.
Deet,
Strange things are happening.
Deet, you're really trying to get up in here. You've never done this before. It's because Carly's here and you love Carly.
I don't know. She doesn't really f with me, I don't think.
She fucks with you. Trust
Really?
me. You don't know what it's like when other people are here.
Oh, is she like
A kooky.
um
She's like, she's so mean.
well, I guess she is like that when I come over sometimes. Like if I'm feeding her.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So you're at Trader Joe's.
Oh yeah, we were just at Trader Joe's. We were just at Trader Joe's one day. This was like 3 years after we got Frank. Talking to the checkout lady, and I forget how we come about this or like figure this out, but she was the woman who found Frank. Like she drove across town to find Frank and get him because someone called her and was like, "There's a cat under a car" or something like that. And so she drove.
What?
See, this is like the story I wanted to tell, but it's so short. I was like, I can't fill it.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it's really crazy. So it's just funny every time we see her. We go to the same one every week, and we're just like, "Hey, girl."
Wait, so sorry, I'm confused. Who is she to the cat? Why did she
So
drive?
she just traps cats all the time. She rescues cats. No, traps them like when they're like
She got a cat trap
she
house.
has a cat trap house. They're on drugs. Yeah, she's like a rescue person. Like she'll foster
Okay.
cats and she'll work with rescues and they'll foster until they adopt or whatever.
Got
so
it.
she was I believe a rescue place maybe called her and was like, someone let us know that there was a cat on this freeway or wherever in a car, under a car, I don't fucking know. And so she drove all the way across town to get Frank, and then it was just crazy that we had like met her at Trader Joe's, and that was my cat that we were
That is wild.
as part of our soul. Yeah.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Was that the crazier story?
That is really crazy.
I feel like the appendix thing, I'm so desensitized to. It's not weird at all.
No, it is weird. The Frank thing is crazy.
I know. I was like, this
Whoa.
is like, you're an angel.
Yeah, that is wild. I always welcome like little tiny stories too. So
Okay.
I'm glad that you had a little second follow
I
up.
feel like I had another one too, but
because that was good. We'll save that one because maybe you come back.
and I'm out of stories now, so
Yeah, well,
so I need something strange to happen.
we need something weird to go on.
Yeah.
I feel like we're just like sitting here chatting and vibing because the fort is so cutie, but we have to get to the second part of this podcast.
I feel like this is my favorite part.
Okay. You're like, because I get to sit back and
Because I get to sit back, and I love this podcast because I love like odd things. I love people's quirks. Like my favorite thing is when someone's like, I love the smell of a car battery or like something.
A car battery?
No, I don't know, but I'm just like, wait, why?
Can they come on my podcast?
But you know what I mean? I love I don't know, weird stuff.
Yeah.
Just wanted to share.
Obviously I do too. Like
Yeah, I know.
big fan of this stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just like am such a believer in like anything is really possible. And so even things that seem like so bizarre and out there, like I kind of will buy into it
Good,
most
my
of the
appendix
time.
story's fake. I'm just kidding. Imagine.
That's the one rule. The stories have to be real.
No, it is. It
But
is
yeah,
real.
so I love it, and that's why I want as many people to send your weird stories in as possible. You can email them to me at thestrangestthingpod@gmail.com, or you can DM them to me on TikTok or Instagram at strangestthingpod, and then we're gonna read them. We're gonna read through them and talk about them. So send in your weird little freaky stories.
Fun.
I have to cut this out, me. Okay, it's a little bit of a long one.
Okay. Good luck reading.
Thank you.
Yes.
This is by far the most mind-bending WTF moment of my life. As a disclaimer, I'd like to add the following story is 100% true. It was a rainy Saturday morning, the spring of 1994. I was in my living room watching TV. My dad called me to the kitchen and asked me if I wanted to take a ride to the mall by the university. Being bored out of my head, I replied, sure. We ended up driving there, walked the mall, and stumbled into... Sorry, listener submission. You gotta write this better.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a common thing.
We end up driving there, walked into the mall, and stumbled into an old school style mall pizza place. My dad asked if I wanted a slice, being a teenage boy. Obviously, I did. This is where the things got weird. We walk in, and upon entry, I notice it's significantly colder in there. There's a bluish tint to everything. Noise is slightly muffled, and everyone is looking at us.
Did they time travel?
I look up at my dad to get confirmation, and he has a huge WTF look on his face too. That told me everything that I needed to know. We each get 2 slices, sit down, and eat them pretty quickly. At one point, a guy sitting in the corner wearing a porky pie hat. A pork pie hat?
Pork pie? Okay.
I think it's like Porky Pig.
Porky the pig. Okay, sure.
I don't know what you mean.
Oink oink.
Anyway, this guy in the corner wearing a hat looks right at us and raises and lowers his eyebrows. Again, I looked at my dad and he was clearly creeped out. We finish our slices, toss the paper plates, and head out of there pretty fast. Almost instantly after walking out of there, everything went back to normal. Years later, I went back with a friend trying to find the pizza place, and an old janitor said, there hasn't been a walk-in pizza place here since the 70s.
I called it.
I recently mentioned this to my dad, and we spoke about it for the first time in decades. He basically confirmed everything that I said about it being really creepy, and he thinks we possibly experienced a time or dimension hop. Wherever we went, we weren't supposed to be there, was his exact quote.
This is so weird because I've seen stories just like this on like Reddit and stuff, and people are like, I promise you, like, I would not make this up. Like, I don't know. I find those so, like, what do you mean?
No, I don't know.
How do you continue life?
I don't know. Also, like, it's crazy to me that this all happened in, like, the 90s, and then, like, him and his dad hadn't really talked about it since then. It's like every family dinner, I'd be like, and what about the pizza place?
No, I know. You know? Maybe he was just so freaked out, he just, like, didn't want to talk about it, and then they just let it go for so long.
True. That is so crazy, though. But I believe that. I believe that. I really do.
I know, but I'm like, but my analytical part takes over, though. But I'm like, but what actually happened? Because, like, no.
No, I know.
Because what if something... I wish we could talk to them right now.
I know, me too.
Questions.
I don't know. That is so crazy. And also, like, everything being, like, colder and,
what
like...
was the thing inside? It was, like, blue haze or something?
Yeah, just, like, everything had, like, a blue tint.
What the...
I don't know.
Oh, that's so creepy.
Yeah. So wild.
I wonder how that would affect you, like, mentally. Like, I feel like I'd be second guessing everything throughout my life after that.
No, me too. I also feel like I would be feeling like, am I changed?
Yeah.
Like, did something happen like in my DNA or something?
Yeah.
Like, did my DNA get scrambled?
Did our brains get freaked out?
Yeah.
Did we Freaky Friday, but not bodies, but years? I don't know.
Freaky Friday 3.
Yeah, that's just something I'm just like, I don't understand the concept of this.
I know.
Because, like, somebody else, I don't know how to say this, because there were other people obviously there looking at them.
I know.
So it's like, if you went up to those people the next day and said, hey, were you at this pizza place yesterday? Would they say no?
But there was no pizza place to go back to.
I know. I guess what if you went up to them, they'd be like, there's no pizza place.
But when are you seeing them?
I don't know, the next day.
Why would they be there?
You see them at Walmart.
At Walmart. You go somewhere totally separate, not the mall, and you see them there.
Yeah, because they're also like, what the f***? I'm never going to that place at the mall again. I'm going to Walmart.
I feel like I'm wondering. Sorry, I didn't mean to completely discredit what you're asking. I'm just like, I'm not following.
No, it was on purpose. Like, it was supposed to be stupid.
I'm wondering, like, if in that moment you go up to somebody who's in there and you ask them.
Yeah.
Like, I wish that they went over to someone and they were like, isn't it cold in here? You know?
Ooh, they just float away.
And they're like, right on, man. It's cold as heck in here.
Yeah, like a movie.
You know?
Like a weird montage of a movie.
Yeah.
Well, because they obviously had to talk to someone because they ordered pizza.
No, I know.
So it's like, I mean, I would be going ape. Honestly, now that I'm really thinking about it, I would be like, no, I need phone numbers. Like, I need the government involved. Like, what is going on? The more I think about it, I think because it happened to someone else, I don't think about it that hard. But now I'm really thinking about it. If that happened to me, I'd be like, I need some answers. I'm not doing anything until I get an answer.
Right?
That's so weird.
I feel like that's why I'm like, they just talked about it for the first time since the 90s.
I know.
I would be literally bringing it up. Every morning I would call my dad and I'd be like, still thinking about the pizza place.
I know. I'd be like, what the fuck
Where
happened?
did we go?
Like, because I'd be like, well, this is obvious. I hate this. I want to, they need to say what plate, what it was called, the location. Like, I need to know everything.
Okay.
Because I'm sure the dad would remember, like, the mall.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But wouldn't the dad be like, this has been around since the 70s, obviously.
True.
You know?
Wait, yeah. Now I'm kind of confused because it's like, it's a mall. It's the mall near them.
Yeah.
They don't go to this mall all the time?
That's what I'm thinking. Now I'm like, okay, sounding a little sus.
This story doesn't belong in the fort.
I want to believe it.
In the fort, we believe everything.
We don't believe this?
I believe it.
I'll believe it then.
You have to. We're in the fort.
I believe it. This is also random and weird. Didn't happen to me. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I just keep spewing out. No, I need to save them. No, but this isn't even like a story because it's not about me. But my neighbor.
Okay, girl, take a deep breath. We're good. Just take a deep breath. Tell the story. Yeah, you said, listen, I don't know. What? No, I'll save it. No, actually, I'm not going to save it. I'll just say, it didn't happen to me. Listen, my neighbor.
My brain. Do I have ADHD? My brain is going crazy. Okay, so growing up, my neighbor, it was like our backyard's kind of connected.
Okay.
Very suburbia, Omaha, Nebraska. The lady who, like the wife, whatever, she would always ride her bike, like go on like long.
The lady
bike rides.
of the house.
The lady of the night house. Yes, she would ride her bike a lot, and not once but twice she got struck by lightning, which I think is like kind of impossible.
What?
But that is true. Like I was not there, but like I, was there in theory. Her going through it all, but. Yeah.
Do you think she ended up at a pizza place that only existed in the 70s?
That's what I'm thinking.
Whoa.
she was the person checking them out.
Yeah. She also doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
She's like, pizza?
Wait, did you grow up with thunderstorm?
Yeah, girl, I'm from Houston.
I know. Okay, so were you like horrified of lightning?
So scared.
Me too. Did you ever think of like the hair going up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I always was like, oh my God, the second my hair starts getting staticky, I'm running inside.
Yeah, me too. So here's the thing. I went through like a huge phase. I have, this, but like really severe obsessive compulsive disorder. And it was really, really bad when I was little. I've obviously gone through a lot of therapy and stuff. So now it's more manageable, but it is pretty severe. I went on a field trip to a planetarium when I was in elementary school. And in the planetarium, the show that they were doing was on twisters and hurricanes.
Oh shit. Did that like scar you?
Scarred me for life. Scarred me for life.
Yeah.
Every time it rained, I thought there was going to be a tornado.
We're very similar in that
Every
sense.
time.
Yeah.
And I would like cry to my mom. And I would like tell my mom, I was like, it smells like sulfur out here. It smells like sulfur out here. Because like I like remembered them saying something about it smelling like something
do you even
outside.
know what that smells
no,
like?
like literally. And it's like not even sulfur. It's like something that starts with a P. And I don't even know what it's
Phosphorus.
called. I don't know.
I just made something up.
Harda-monica. And so, yeah, I was really, really traumatized by that. So scared. And then it's like, I'm from Houston. It's like, do you know how many hurricanes I've lived through?
Yeah, it's like that's probably.
It's like I was so scared all
hurricanes
the time.
I grew up in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Thinking about hurricanes is really scary to me. Like more scary than tornadoes. But now that I am like an adult and own a home, I'm like, how the do people live in places where a tornado could just wipe it out? Another strange story. My uncle bought a house a couple years ago, closed, and maybe 2 weeks later, tornado took it out. Yeah, sad. He was like insurance covered it, everything, but like devastating. Yeah.
Wow, that is really upsetting. Dang, I'm so sorry.
What are the odds? I grew up in Tornado Alley too. Never saw a tornado. So
really,
someone's lying.
Someone's out here lying.
Someone's lying,
and it's not her because we're in the fort.
We're in the fort, and we tell the truth in the fort. Yeah, I feel like we were like similar, where we would get really scared of stuff. Like we fully thought we were gonna die from anthrax.
No, 1,000%.
Like around like 9/11 times.
Yeah. Carly's the only person in my life that I've ever had like an actual honest anthrax conversation with.
Me too.
And I really didn't know until I became an adult that like anthrax wasn't that big.
It wasn't a big deal at all. And also in our heads, like even up until then, I thought that it was a pretty big deal. Like anthrax was crazy. I looked it up and it was like, no, it was like one. It
was like one
time.
One person got sent anthrax and they're fine.
I genuinely was like, my mom and brother and I were going to the mall and I was like horrified. They were pumping anthrax through the air conditioning. And it's like, you were scared that you saw like soap or something.
There was like soap scum. You know how like sometimes on like a bathtub, there's like soap scum. It was like it was the early 2000s. It was like a maroon porcelain bathtub. Ooh. And there was like white soap scum like all around it. And yeah, potentially.
Maybe.
And I was so scared to be at that house because I thought that there was anthrax everywhere.
Hold on to your appendix.
Dingle dangle.
Please. Yeah, now I'm like, was that a dream? No, I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
I believe you.
Thank you. We're on the fort.
We're in the fort. We believe everything in the fort. Maybe
too,
Nolan
but
will
not
come
really.
on. Does he have freaky stories?
He has really funny stories, but I don't know. I'd have to ask.
All right.
That'd be funny though.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
Of course.
This is so fun and cute.
Thanks. I loved being here.
And you had a good story and also a good other story. And also the other story was good. And
And also, you didn't shut the fuck up.
no,
Sorry,
it was,
guys.
no, it was good. I loved it.
Hell yeah.
That's
Well,
so much better than like me having to pull things out of you. I feel like we're just
Yeah, like my
hanging
appendix.
out. And on that note,
And on that note, see
thank you so much
later.
for watching. Bye. I love you.
That's weird.
That's weird.
Huh?
What did you say?
No way.
That's Strangest.